Hey guys, Welsknight here, and welcome back to another episode of Vault Hunters. Hope you guys are having an awesome day. I'm having a fantastic day. Today, I want to open up the mob drop shop that we built last episode. Really, the only thing we need to do is get this thing stocked. As you can see at the moment, there is basically no inventory, even though we have places for everything. And we have a really easy way to do that doesn't involving me filling up my backpacks and hauling thousands and thousands and thousands of items back and forth. So that is what we're going to do today, and it involves modular routers and storage drawers interacting with each other and being amazing. So let's head over to our base, and we will do the necessary things. Here we go. Also, Merry Christmas, for those of you that celebrate Christmas. I believe this video is coming out on Christmas Day. But anyway, what we need is, if we look at modular routers, we're going to need a modular router, although we already have one of those, so in the place where we would need it. Actually, you know what? Let's just grab a new one. That's fine. I've got one already made anyway. But what we really need is this guy, a Sender Module Mark III. This is just like all the other Sender modules. It can, you essentially put it in the modular router and say, hey, send things to a place. But the thing is, this thing is not limited by range. It has unlimited range, and that includes dimensions. So we can set up a modular router down here to pull items out of these storage drawers and automatically send them all the way to spawn where the mob drop shop is. And that way I can just drain these drawers to transfer all of the inventory over there without having to physically load up backpacks and do it all myself. So this should be pretty easy to do. Let's turn off the mob farm for the moment. And then we will turn off this guy as well, because we don't want it sending things to the trash. So first of all, we have a few distributor modules, and we have a puller module in here. We're going to do some things a little different. What we're going to do is put this guy here, and I think... Can I just pull the speed upgrades out of... Yeah, you know what? I'm just going to pull the speed upgrades and the stack upgrades out of this one temporarily. Like so. And then what we need is a puller module. I don't want to use that one, though. I think just... Well, do I need a Mark II? I might need a Mark II. Let's see. Puller module. Okay, Mark II really is not that expensive, so that's fine. We'll just make a Mark II. Okay, so here's the plan. We put in this sender module, and we put in this puller module. First thing we need to do, though, is go back to the mob drop shop. And we need to set up a little network, essentially, for these drawers. So let's just go... I don't really want to do this in the floor. We're going to do it up here, I think. Is that... Oh, that's the wrong side. It's fine. We'll do it up here. So I'm just going to take some temporary drawers, because these will connect. The whole drawer controller thing will work as long as there is storage drawers of any kind connecting things. So you can just use these much cheaper drawers, and it will work. And then we'll knock out those two blocks right there temporarily, and there we go. This is now hooked up to pretty much all of this. I will also put one here, and that should essentially be the whole network. So then what we can do is take this sender module and just right-click on this and say, okay, send things to this drawer controller right here. And then we can go back to our base, head downstairs, like so. Let's make sure this is set to redstone high. Also, I would like this lever, please. Thank you. Just so I can turn this on and off. We'll just put that right here. And we can put our puller module in, or we put our sender module in right here. And then we can just take our sender module and say, okay, let's do this one first. And we can just throw this in here, flip the lever, and if we look at the inventory of this, you can see it is going to quickly drain all of these glass bottles, all these potions, etc., etc., etc. And if we go back to the mob drop shop, we should now see when we check on, for example, healing potions, there's now 87 in there, there's now 400 glass bottles, etc., etc. So it pulled everything out and sent it to the right place. And then, once it has fully drained one of the drawers, all we need to do to swap it to the next one is take that puller module back out, right-click on this. Oh, there we go. We could just right-click into the air to clear the target and say, okay, now do this one. And then we can throw that one in, and it will repeat the process, etc., etc., etc. Now, the nice thing is these are all four drawers, and I'm using the single drawer drawers, for lack of a better term. What are these actually called? Storage drawers. Here we go. I'm using, all of these are 2x2 drawers, and in the actual shop itself, I'm using the 1x1 drawers, which have 8 times the capacity of these ones. So with a single upgrade, I should be good to store all of this stuff into the other one and not have to worry about running out of space or anything like that. So yeah, that's basically all I'm going to do. I'll just kind of cycle through all these and get all the inventory and stuff moved over, and then we should be good to go. Now, there is just one minor hiccup with that plan, and that is Wither Skeleton Skulls, Totems of Undying, and the Nautilus Shells, because we have chests for those rather than storage drawers. So, what we actually want to do is just very simply pull out our puller, right-click it anywhere in the air, not shift right-click, but just regular right-click, and we just blacklist those 3 items. And now, when we click on this, it will pull out everything except for the Totems of Undying, which is exactly what we want. Okay, and with that, I think the mob drop shop is good to go. I've got everything all stocked up. We've got thousands of lots of these different items. A little bit less of some of the other ones, gold, redstone, etc. I'll have to run those farms a bit to stock up on those a bit more. Also decided to swap out the chest here for a compacting drawer instead. I just think that makes a bit more sense. But yeah, I think it's good to go. So now all I need to do is tell the other hermits that the shop is open. Also, I think I want to change this to Wells's. Wells. Is it Wells's? We're going this way. I think it sounds better. Wells mob drop shop. It already rhymes. We don't need to come up with a more clever name than that. I think that's fine. It'll do. But speaking of shops being opened, some of the more keen-eyed among you may have noticed that we have had someone come into our base and take a selfie. False has recently opened up her own shop as well. So she left everyone a little book. And basically she's selling all the crop type stuff. Vines, berries, all the stuff you can grow in botany pots. It'll come in handy useful. That shop is now open. Haven't actually bought anything there yet, but I'll show you guys next time I get over there. And she took a selfie on our base, so there was that. Okay, well, with that taken care of, the next thing I want to dive into is Mekanism, which is an amazing mod that offers all sorts of cool automation stuff. as far as crushing, furnishing, furnaces, all sorts of things. The big thing that I'm really interested in is making a super smelter. If we make one of these ultimate smelting factories. Ooh, it doesn't say why this no show JEI? Why are you not showing me recipes? I'm very confused. I mean, we've got recipes for the basic stuff. So why are we not getting... Uh-oh. Aha! I think I have found the issue. I don't know if this is a Vault Hunter specific thing or if Mekanism itself has changed since the last time I played with it, which is certainly possible. But in order to make these higher level factories, such as the basic, advanced, and elite, and ultimate factories, we need to make the basic machine, such as the energized smelter, and then we need to right-click it with these tier installers, and you have to go in order. So you have to first install a basic tier, and then only after the basic tier can you install the advanced, and so on and so forth. You can't just jump straight to the highest tier. And these are not super difficult to make. They're all relatively reasonable. I don't know how I'm doing on osmium, though. That's probably something I should check. Ooh, I do not have a lot in the way of osmium. I think I am probably going to have to go mining before we actually do this. But with that said, beforehand, we have unlocked pretty much all of the mods that I really care about at this point. I have 54 mod boxes. So let's open 54 mod boxes, and pro tip, you can actually put some in your offhand. You can split it, and then you'll open them twice as fast. But we're going to open these up and see what we get. Hopefully, we'll get some things that'll help us kind of skip some steps. Let's just do this and see what we come across. I've just kind of been accumulating these. So let's see here. We got, literally... This is the only Mekanism thing we got. We got 2 basic tier installers from Mekanism. Wow, that's unfortunate. We did get some other stuff. We got an iron farm from the Easy Villagers mod. We got more traders. We got another farmer. We got some. Well, actually, I guess these are from Mekanism as well. These speed and energy upgrades. Those are actually quite useful. And then we got some nice stuff here from Refined Storage. Ooh, 64K storage disk is actually quite nice. You know what? Let's just take all of these storage disks out. Might as well. And we might as well install these. One of these should have some stuff on it. This one does. Well, we're going to say 64K. That's a lot. We will take advantage of that while we have it. That'll give us just more extra storage space in our refined storage system. Honestly, the rest of this stuff can just kind of go into the refined storage system, unfortunately. I was really hoping we'd get some Mekanism machines from all of those mod boxes, but I guess it just was not meant to be. So... it's fine. 54. Okay, well, it is what it is. Maybe they're not in the loot tables for the mod boxes. I don't really know. But either way, it's fine. Before I can get into Mekanism, though, I need osmium. Osmium is it's an ore added specifically by Mekanism. It is used in pretty much all of the Mekanism recipes. So... yeah, I definitely need to get some of that before we can really get into this mod at all. And I think it is pretty much the only ore... I mean, there is... well, I guess tin as well. We might need some tin and stuff too. But osmium's the big thing that I need lots of. So I'm going to go mining. Let's just go ahead and grab out our world shattering thing of destruction and doom, and I'm gonna go mining for a while. That's my plan. Well, after a relatively short-ish mining session, I did manage to go ahead and get some osmium. Not as much as I was hoping to find, to be honest, but it's enough for the time being. So, I think we can now get into Mekanism, at least a bit. The very first thing we're going to need is this guy, the Metallurgic Infuser, and we're going to need an osmium block, and we're going to need a couple of furnaces, which honestly, it's probably just easier to do it like this than wait for the proper recipe to pop in. So, Metallurgic Infuser. Here we go. Now, this thing will essentially create a lot of the other stuff we're going to need for Mekanism. So, it also needs power. Thankfully, we did get a number of these various generators and things from the Power mod. What is this? This one is blazing. I might just hook it up to that for the time being. We'll just toss you down here. This thing is not getting power. Okay. What if we put it here next to the battery? No. Okay. So it's gonna be annoying, I guess. Oh, you know what it probably is? Yeah. I know what the problem is. The problem is I need to configure it on this side. So clear all, and this is going to be power. On the right side, auto eject on, energy input. Why are you? Oh, duh. I'm so dumb. Sorry guys. It's been a while since I've played around with Mekanism. I'm a little rusty. The energy is over on this side. This is where your infuse things go. I am so foolish. Okay, so here's what we need to do. We need an energy upgrade and a speed up. We need these energy upgrades. We need these speed upgrades. We can pop over here to upgrades, put these in, and these will drastically increase the speed at which this machine processes, and also drastically decrease the amount of energy it uses. It's still going to use a lot, because it's going to be super speedy with all those speed upgrades. Not as speedy as it will be later when we turn it into a factory, but it will be fairly speedy. So, that takes care of that part. Now, I think it is probably worth it to use one of these basic tier installers directly on our basic infuser. And you just shift right click and then you can see this thing turned into a factory. So it still should have all of its upgrades. But this thing will now use a fair amount of power, and we can have it output to, I guess we'll just do a chest of some sort. Let's just do a regular old vanilla chest for now. Oh, False's picture. I'm sorry, False. No, you know what? Here's what we'll do. New plan. We will put you here instead. This will be fine. And that way I can not destroy False's picture right this moment. This is a temporary location for this anyway. So we'll do that. And there we go. Okay. And then we can say side config, eject on, and output to here. And then we want to say input from the top. So let's just grab another chest. In fact, we can grab 2. I think this will work. And we can go like that. So in theory, it should automatically pull items from the top and output them to the bottom. So, time to test this. If we look at the infuser, it should give you all the recipes. So you can infuse chromatic iron with Larimar to make these infused alloys. So let's start with that. Let's go Larimar. I'm just going to grab a stack of this and a stack of chromatic iron. And if I put this into here, it does nothing. What if I put this? Ooh, I don't want to put in too much, though. Let's just put in 10 millimuckets. Okay. How many millibuckets do I need? Wow. Okay, so we need 4 Larimar gems per iron ingot. So what that means is if we make a stack, I believe this should still add up to the same amount, right? If we do this, we can throw, auto sort. There we go. That's the beauty of this. It will automatically distribute the items here. Now, I also want to check and see. If I put this here, no, it's not automatically pulling from the top. Okay, what if we do this and throw those in? Still not automatically pulling from the top. Okay, so we'll need to set up pipes or something, modular router, or some sort of thing like that in order to get this to automatically pull, but that's fine. In the meantime, we'll let this thing run. As you can see, it's pretty quick. It is using 600 FE per tick, but thankfully this thing generates 800, so that is enough to keep this thing running. And there we go. We have a stack of infused alloy. Just like that. I will still grab enough of these. I want to use up the rest of this Larimar essence that's in here. And there we go. Empty, empty, empty. Good, good. Good, 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 good. Okay. So this thing does output properly to the side, but that will give us a little bit of this infused alloy. Now, next on the list, we need to make these basic tier installers, and you can see as we sort of move up the tiers, we're going to start needing infused alloy and other stuff, but for now we need these basic control circuits, and this is the same thing, except it's with chromatic steel instead of instead of something a little bit more basic. So, thankfully, we do have a fair amount of Larimar. It is a relatively common gem. But let's go ahead and just grab a stack of chromatic steel, and we are going to essentially repeat the process and make a bunch of these basic control circuits. Okay, it uses significantly more Larimar to make these. That is wonderful. 2 more stacks. How we doing? I mean, we still have 3,000 Larimar. It's fine. We'll just let this thing do its thing. And I am making a ton of these, but the thing is, let's put in like 8. I don't want to like overflow this thing. Hopefully this will... Okay, you know what? We'll just... It's fine. We're going to end up... Wow, really? You go through so much. It's it's kind of insane. There we go. All right, empty. Good, good, good. So now we got a bunch of these guys. We made a little less than a stack. And those are kind of the basic building blocks of Mekanism. So... First things first, basic tier installer. This is all pretty easy. It's just mostly vanilla resources. but then with 2 of these basic control circuits. However, to upgrade it, we need a higher level, so we need osmium blocks, as well as advanced control circuits, which are made using 2 of those red ones that we made earlier, and then 1 of these green ones. So we go like this, toss this in, and now we should have everything we need to make an advanced tier installer, and this can be used to upgrade a factory to the next level. Now, we're not going to actually upgrade the infusing factory. We're going to hold off on that. But if we look through these tier upgrades, you'll see they get, each one requires the previous tier. So to go all the way up to ultimate, I would need 4 basics, 1 of which we would upgrade to advanced, 1 we would upgrade to elite, and 1 we would upgrade to ultimate. I have 2. Now the thing is, the higher the tier of the machine, the more power it's going to draw. And we don't actually have a great power generation device right now. So for the moment, I think we're just going to keep it pretty simple and only go up to basic. But if we look at Mekanism, what I want to make is the energized smelter. This guy right here. It needs glass panes. It also needs these steel casings. And these are a little bit more complicated. I need to make steel. What's the easiest way to do this? Steel dust. Enriched iron. Do I have an easier way to do this? Maybe with, like, create? Let me just see here. Steel. So, it can be made... Energized? Yeah, I guess we need to make the steel dust. Okay, how do we make steel dust? Charcoal and enriched iron. Enriched iron is coal dust and regular iron. Okay, so let's grab coal. Let's grab regular iron. Throw the coal in here. We'll let this thing kind of do its thing. And then we'll start letting this create this enriched iron for us. I will grab more iron ingots just in case. I mean, we really only need to make a single steel block, so it should be fine. Okay, looks like it's a 1-to-1 conversion. That's amazing. Okay, so now to make this, we need steel dust, which was coal on the enriched iron. So now I need more coal. I'm just going to grab 1 stack and see how far that takes us. And then this will make our steel dust. And then this we need to smelt. Which will be very easy to do once we have our energized smelter, but for now we're going to have to do it the old-fashioned way with actual furnaces. There we go. So let's just go here. And I'll just grab a stack of coal. And we will just get all of this. Oh, I need to take the osmium out of here that I smelted up. Not gonna lie, kind of forgot that was in the furnace. It's fine. And there we go. Okay, that's all doing its thing. So in a minute, we will end up with steel ingots, and we can use those to make our casing. Now let's make sure that we have everything else we need for the energized smelter. Yeah, the rest is just glass, and yeah, the only thing we're missing is the steel casing. We are going to need another osmium block, and then a couple of perfect Larimar gems. I'm pretty sure I've already got some in there anyway, but this should be plenty fine. And at this point, we should honestly have enough steel, I think, because I think it was just 2 steel blocks, and we can kind of let the rest of that finish at a later time. Now, I do need to make a spot for steel. I guess we'll put it here. It's not a great spot, but... and we make 2 steel blocks. And there we go. Oh, right. Casing first. Then smelter. Beautiful. Okay, so now we have an energized smelter. We're going to uninstall all of these upgrades from this guy. We're going to break this guy. We'll put down our energized smelter, and we'll go like this. And now we have a basic smelting factory that will smelt things for us very, very quickly. Now, I don't know if the requirement or the speed stuff is exactly the same. So let's find out. Let me just grab like 3 stacks of copper here. And we'll just throw those in. Yeah, it's using 600 FE per tick. So if I bump this up to a higher tier, it's going to consume more power. And this thing's only producing 800. So I don't know that we can honestly afford this. I think we are going to have to get into the power mod and get like actual proper good power generation going instead of just kind of using these random generators that we've been sort of getting by with so far. If I go up to the next level, how much more does this use? Now it's using 1K. Okay, so 400 more. That means this thing is going to start draining pretty quickly. But you can see this thing does smelt real fast. Like it chewed through 3 stacks of copper ingots like it was nothing. And mostly I just need this for smelting like little random things like raw beef to make steak and things like that. So maybe this will be fine. And then this thing will just kind of keep going and keep generating power. And I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, though, guys, I think that is going to do it for today's episode. So I'm going to call it here. Just we were kind of all over the place. We did a lot of little random things today. My friends, if you enjoyed the video, you know what to do. Links in the description below, so check that out as well. Otherwise, my friends, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.